we kindle this symbol of our community of faith for the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the fire of commitment.
I'm LB, your Director of Music and Worship Arts. I use the pronouns he, him, and his. And as always, you are welcome to participate in whatever way is most comfortable for you. If you want to stand when you sing, please do so. If you'd rather sit, do that. Dance, sing, listen to others sing, it's all good. Our opening hymn this morning, I Walk the Unfrequented Road, describes a case where we want to take everything that we need, but no more. We need to make sure that our needs are covered while not impinging on the rights of others. Please join together, number 53 in the gray hymnals, I Walk the Unfrequented Road.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greater Lansing. My name is Reverend Neal Anderson, pronouns he, him, and his, and it is so much fun to serve this congregation as senior minister. It is good to be together on this Sunday morning before Thanksgiving week. We are holding our, I'm not sure what number, annual cider and donut communion this morning. So please just make a little bit of time for yourself to stay after worship, to go into the social hall. And we are purveying fine donuts this morning. In fact, if you came and you want to remain committed to your veganism, we have a donut for you. Also, if you are committed to a gluten-free diet, we have a donut for you. Now, if you want gluten and sugar and some kind of animal byproduct, we also have a donut for you. We've got the donuts covered. And we'll also have pressed apple cider, right from, Michigan apples that the QD was so kind enough to keep the cider pressing. So that will be in store for all of you as we celebrate community together. As Unitarian Universalist, we are reminded that love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. And one of those values that we work together to incarnate is the value of generosity. For we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We covenant to freely and compassionately share our faith, presence, and resources. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. If you are here for the first time, I want to welcome you to this, our religious community. It is good to have you here this morning. I look forward, and we look forward to getting to know you better. Next week, which is December already, how did that happen? Next Sunday is December 1st. Well, we have another special event, which is at noon next Sunday. We're going to have an information session to let all of you in on where we're at with the planned renovations to this building. We've got some architectural blueprints to show to you all as we look forward to probably starting renovating construction sometime in possibly mid-December. But you know, contractors, timelines, we'll see what happens. But 12 noon next week. Look forward to being together then. Let us now take a moment to greet all of those who join us via live stream this morning. Good morning. It's great to have you. With us, I hope that you have some kind of donut at home that you can have after we're done here. And now I invite all of you to greet each other in the sanctuary. Let each other know what a blessing it is to be together this morning. Well.
name is Sarah Carson. I am the Child and Youth Faith Development Coordinator here, and my pronouns are she, her. And as we celebrate the spirit of communion and hospitality and joining together for delicious treats, I have a story today called A Visitor for Bear, about a bear that didn't initially want any visitors, but learned to see the value. All right, shall we begin? No one ever came to Bear's house. It had always been that way, and Bear was quite sure he didn't like visitors. He even had a sign: no visitors allowed. One morning, Bear heard a tap, tap, tapping on his front door. When he opened the door, there was a mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. "No visitors allowed," said Bear, pointing to the sign. "Go away." He closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened the cupboard to get one bowl, there was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. "I told you to leave," cried Bear. "Perhaps we could just have a spot of tea," said the mouse. "Out," commanded Bear. "Most sorry," said the mouse. "I'll be going now." Bear showed him to the door and shut it firmly. Then he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened, I think I'm missing a page. When he opened the cupboard, there was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. "Unbelievable," rumbled Bear. "Away with you! Vamoose!" "I do like a bit of cheese," said the mouse. Bear pointed a rigid claw toward the door. This time, Bear shut the door very firmly and locked it tight. He locked the windows, too, for good measure. Then, once again, he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened the fridge to get one egg, there was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed, of course. "Begone!" roared Bear. "A crackling fire," ventured the mouse. "This is impossible, intolerable, insufferable," cried Bear, shaking with anger and disbelief. "Terribly sorry," murmured the mouse. "Now you see me, now you don't. I'm gone." This time, before he went back to the business of making his breakfast, Bear shut the door very, very firmly and locked it, and he boarded the window shut. He stopped up the chimney. He even plugged the drain in the bathtub. Carefully, Bear set about the business of making his breakfast. He opened the cupboard. No mouse. He opened the fridge. Mouse-free. Yes, indeed. And then there in the teapot, there was the mouse, small and gray, and well, you know the rest. Bear fell to the floor and wept. "I give up," he blubbered. "You win. I am undone." "So sorry," said the mouse. "But perhaps if I could have just a bit of cheese and a cup of tea, and do you think we could unstopper the chimney and have a nice fire?" "But then you must go," Bear sniffled. "No visitors allowed." "You have my word," said the mouse. Bear unshuttered and unboarded the windows. Bear unstoppered the chimney. He brought out 2 plates of cheese and 2 teacups, and he made a crackling fire in the fireplace for 2 sets of toes. The mouse warmed his feet and nibbled and sipped, and Bear did too. They sat for a long while. The clock in Bear's house ticked loudly. Bear cleared his throat. The mouse looked most attentive. No one had ever been most attentive to Bear. "The fire is nice," Bear announced. "Lovely," said the mouse. No one had ever said Bear's fires were lovely. "I can do a handstand," said Bear. "Very impressive," exclaimed the mouse. Bear told a joke. The mouse laughed heartily. No one had ever laughed at Bear's jokes before. The mouse set down his teacup. Bear quickly lifted the teapot. "There's plenty more," he said. "So sorry," said the mouse. "Most kind, but I must be on my way." "Really, you don't need to go," said the bear. "I'm off," said the mouse, springing up from his chair. "Wait!" cried Bear. But the mouse stepped out the door. "Toodaloo," said the mouse. "Don't go," wailed Bear, throwing his body across the path. "But I gave you my word," said Mouse, pointing at the no visitors sign. "Oh, that," cried Bear, pulling down the sign and tearing it up. "That's for salesmen, not friends." "Not for friends?" asked the mouse. Small and gray and bright-eyed. Bear nodded. The mouse's bright eyes glowed brighter. Bear smiled. "Do you like one lump or two?" said Bear most politely. "I like two," said Mouse, and Bear agreed. The end.
Good morning. My name is Jeff Kennedy. My pronouns are he and him, and I'm very happy to be serving as your worship associate this morning. Now, this month, we've been talking about the theme of repair. And when I got here this morning, Reverend Neal asked if I would be tying that into Thanksgiving. And that makes a lot of sense, because Thanksgiving is infamous for the way that the dinner table conversation can break down and devolve into arguing. And if I had some insights that would help restore and repair the mood in those moments, that would be really helpful this week. I don't. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not qualified, or maybe that's just one of those perpetual problems that will keep coming back. Now, when I was thinking about repair, it got me thinking about playing soccer. I played soccer for many years growing up, but one fall, when I was a teenager, I had a problem. I started having this sharp pain in my ankle. I could stand on it, so it didn't seem to be broken, but it was hard to walk, to say nothing of running, and sometimes I could swear I felt bones grinding. I thought maybe there was a fracture. So I went to the doctor and I got an x-ray, fully expecting to leave in a cast for the next 4 to 8 weeks. But it wasn't broken. The doctor told me it was tendinitis, a condition all too common in people who hit a growth streak that takes them over 6 feet. You hit puberty and your legs start growing, and the Achilles tendon doesn't always keep up. When I asked the doctor what that meant, if I could keep playing soccer, he told me it was as bad as it was going to get. So as long as I could stand the pain, it was fine to keep running on it. A broken bone is the kind of harm that you can't really argue with. There's no choice but to take the weight off the bone and wait for it to heal. And when it does, fun fact, it generally knits together stronger than it was before the break. But not every problem is like that. With my ankle, I kept running on it because I could, and after soccer season, it eventually got better. But the next time I worked it too hard or forgot to stretch, it came right back. It still does to this day. It's not a problem to fix, it's a problem to manage. We're faced with a lot of problems as individuals, as a community, as a nation, and as a species, and we don't always judge them correctly. How much effort do we waste trying to fix something that could only ever be managed? How much harm do we allow by contenting ourselves with managing something that could be fixed? How many problems, how many injustices have we accepted as an inescapable part of life? It's easy to feel helpless, especially lately. But we aren't helpless. We start with discernment. When we know what can be repaired, then we can come together to repair it. And just like a broken bone, we will be faced with painful times when we feel helpless. But just like with a broken bone that is knit back together, we will emerge stronger for it in the end. Come, let us worship together.
on the last Sunday of each month, we take a few moments to recognize those amongst us who may have suffered a death in the last month, the loss of a loved one, and come together brokenhearted. I think today of Margaret Kingsbury and family who died this past month. We just take a moment to recognize all of those who are brokenhearted at losses that they are experiencing here in the sanctuary and beyond into the world. Now we'll just, switch it up a little bit now that we have touchstones. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. All right, so bonus points. Well, actually, just points. What play is that from? Not 12th Night. We're warm because we're talking about pastoral comedies right now. I'll give you another line that is infamous from this play. All the world's a stage. As you like it. That is it. As you like it. Now the bonus point. What character says the fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool? Not Falstaff. There is a hint. Touchstone. That is it. Touchstone. From As You Like It. Talks about this idea of the fool. You know, and in Shakespearean plays, particularly the pastoral comedy, there is often what becomes known as the Shakespearean fool. A fool in the play that creates comic relief. Now that archetype also goes back to what in some communities got called the holy fool. A person in religious community that could tell truth through comic relief. I have noticed in this age as well that some of us look to comics as truth tellers. That comics utilize foolishness to allow us to hear truths that we might not hear from the more, trying to think of the word to use, the opposite of the fool, but I can't think of one right now. But anyways, it's the opportunity for truth-telling. Now, I tried to tie this all in with like Touchstone being a character because we're going to start our ritual of touchstones. And the ritual of touchstones is an opportunity for all of us to be truth-tellers in ourselves. What are the truths of our lives that we wish to acknowledge through ritual? What do we hold in our hearts and on our minds, the truths of our lives, the joys and or sorrows? That we can take a moment, take a few touchstones from the bowls up front here, and drop them in the columns of water. I am grateful that Lily is going to help with this morning. I think Ben is going to too. So Ben and Lily, can you come and help me with this? Excellent. Thank you. So Ben, you're gonna be on this side, and Lily, you're gonna be on this side. Perfect. All right. Now, one more person? Somebody want to come to this? Come on, Temp. All right. Temp, you get the middle spot. So you just put your heels right there, and you hold the ball, and then you got to move up about right here, because what happens is people will come behind you as they get from Temp, and then you move up a little bit, Ben. Oh my goodness, this is so well choreographed. Fantastic. and you've allowed me to play the fool, so this is good. Oh, and all of you, let's take a moment and engage in this ritual together. Come on up. I will drop a few more touchstones for all of those who gather with us via live stream, and for all of those touchstones that remain on our hearts and in our minds. Each week at UU Lansing, we take an opportunity to pray together. Some of us have prayer practices that are daily or weekly. Some of us don't. I have many types of prayer practices. One of them is I often talk to myself. I talk to myself with that, talk to the inner voice within, make plans. I have intentions of various things that I, talk to myself about. And for me, that's a form of prayer, a form of setting intention. Some of you might know the author Anne Lamott. She has published multiple books, often of a spiritual nature. But she writes the following. Here are the 2 best prayers I know. So if you're short on prayers, these are 2 that Anne Lamott is helping you, and they're really easy to remember. So the first most helpful prayer that Anne Lamott knows is, help me, help me, help me. And the second, thank you, thank you, thank you. The 2 best prayers that Anne Lamott knows. So as we think about prayer as an opportunity for setting intentions, some of us will engage in a prayer life to that which is greater than ourselves, something that is beyond ourselves. Some of us will engage prayer to that small voice within, setting an intention in that way. There are various different practices. But today what I'm going to invite a few of us to do together is to utilize Anne Lamott's thinking about prayer and to say, what is it that I am thankful for? And what is something that in my life I would need help with? So I know Ben's going to start us off. So Ben, you're going to start, right, Ben? Yeah, you're going to be the first. And then everybody else who got a clipboard and put some things down can do that. Now, if you've got, you want to participate in this prayer, I think Sarah has a few more that you can write on. So, and if you acknowledge to Sarah that you'd like to participate, just put up your hand and we'll go from there. Are you ready, Ben? So, spirit of life, spirit of love, thankful for
my grandma being here for this week, and I get to see her. I get to see her a lot. She came from Florida. I spent Thanksgiving with her, and I make pierogies with her today.
Amen. And help me?
Yeah, I want to, I don't know.
That's cool. Sometimes we don't know. We just ask for help, and we'll find it in some way. Amen. Thank you for starting us off, Ben. Where's my line, Sarah? I thought there was going to be a line here. Who's next? Come on up. If you got a clipboard, come up. There we go. All right. And just line up. Excellent. This is like group prayer. It takes, what do you call it? Choreography. All right, here we go.
Thank you to my weekly board game group. Help me to my broken washing machine.
Amen.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions, and help me hosting Thanksgiving dinner this week.
Amen.
Thank you to Music and Color Guard, and help me with how to learn how to accept things.
Amen.
I would like to thank Neal and that hat and shoes today. And help me is hoping to make more friends, and thank you for starting the circle dinners again.
Amen.
Thank you for, I'm thankful for being when I'm in nature with community, family, and grandchildren.
Amen.
And I get my help from the energy of the universe.
Amen.
I want to say thank you for the opportunities to continue to mature and to solve problems. And the thank you is for when that help happens.
Yes.
Thank you for the gift of my twin grandbabies, Eowyn and Ider, born 1 year ago, on the 22nd. Help me be the best person I can be every day for the rest of my life.
Thank you. I'm thankful for 2 healthy twin grandchildren and that we live nearby them. And for the please help me unpack and organize my house after moving here.
May it be so.
Hi, Neal. Thank you for my very patient and loving husband, Jeff. And help me for continued courage in life's adversity.
May it be so.
Thank you for my family and help me to appreciate the things I have more.
May it be so.
Thank you for my health and help me process grief in a healthy way.
May it be so.
Thank you for my son Benjamin and this beloved community, and help me to continue to heal.
May it be so.
Thank you for all the doctors that my whole family have had, and that we're getting better now too.
Amen.
Hi. Thank you for my best friend and confidant and life partner, Rocky, my husband, and our kids, Aaron and Elizabeth. And help me unravel from the codependency of my family of origin.
May it be so. Yes. May it be so. And for all of those gratitudes that we have on our hearts and on our minds, may we find somebody to share them with today, even if it is just our inner selves. And so all the help me's, may it be so. Blessed be, and amen.
Continuing in a spirit of meditation, prayer, and joyful thanksgiving, let's sing together, We Give Thanks.
In this season of Thanksgiving, we're reminded to remember the things that we are grateful for. Bounty comes in many forms, from the material things like food and shelter and money to the intangibles like family and community, education and opportunity. But in this community, we know that every bounty we are lucky enough to enjoy is also an opportunity to share that bounty with those who need it most. If you would like to contribute to the work of this church community, you can place an offering in one of the baskets that's about to circulate, or you can scan the QR code above to go to the website. Now, if you're writing a check, please write the designation in the gift of the memo line. All undesignated gifts this month will be going to Educando Vidas, which is the Lansing fund that has been supporting the education of youngsters in an underserved village in Guatemala since 2012. We will now gratefully receive this morning's offering.
As we share what we have with each other, let us sing out joyfully. May abundance meet with gratitude and generosity.
As we share what we have with each other, let us sing out joyfully. May abundance lead to gratitude and to generosity. As we share what we have with each other, let us sing out joyfully. Let us sing out joyful gratitude and to generosity. As we sing what we have with each other, let us sing out joyful gratitude. Let us sing out joyful gratitude. Let us sing out joyful gratitude. Let us sing what we have with each other. Let us sing out joyful gratitude. Let to generosity.
So this holiday that is coming up on Thursday, I affectionately called as a child American Thanksgiving. You see, a month earlier, I had already celebrated Thanksgiving and the leftovers were all gone. And I couldn't understand why, when I went to school that Thursday, because it was a school day, why there was American football on the television all day. It was very, very strange. So I'm preparing for American Thanksgiving. And when I arrived to go to seminary in Berkeley and started to attend American Thanksgiving celebrations, I learned that a favorite dish is apparently green beans smothered in Campbell's soup with some kind of French's like crunched up crunchy onions. Now, somebody needs to explain to me how that happened. I don't know, but apparently, actually it's pretty good. But other than that, we do, Canadians and United Statesians have fairly similar meals. You know, there's fowl, unless it's the tofurkey for the vegetarians, etc. Now, I have come also to understand that in the United States, the original Thanksgiving story is mostly mythology. And in fact, the mythology of the story is such that it was utilized for the purposes of empire and imperialism. And so I think it's important that I acknowledge that mythology, and I mean with all mythology, sometimes there's little tiny grains of like truth in them, but mostly mythology built around the necessity for power over. And yet, in the opportunity that we have to gather to offer gratitude, I think that grain is important. the opportunity to gather with family, with friends, whatever it is, and whether it's just our own individual practice of offering gratitude throughout the year. When I first arrived in Michigan, it was in August, but soon I discovered, this was in 2019, soon I discovered in the fall that I couldn't go 5 miles without finding a place that I could get a donut and cider. It was amazing. I was like, what is going on here? Is this just like a Michigan thing? It may not be, but it is for me. So in honor of that, I wore my Michigan socks today. See, you got the map of Michigan. I was so delighted that they offered it in pink, because I happen to enjoy pink, so appreciated that. And so we are going to celebrate communion today, and communion is simply this opportunity to break bread together. Often when we celebrate things, we eat together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to celebrate community by eating together. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out a way to serve donuts and cider in the sanctuary without making a mess. So we're going to share the donuts after worship out in the social hall, and they're ready to go. But we are going to have a kind of communion together. And to do this, I need Skylar to help me. Skylar, come on up here. Hi, Skylar. It's nice to see you. I hope all is going well at Stanford University, and you're home for the Thanksgiving week. Fantastic. Did they let you off class for that time?
Thankfully, yeah.
Yes, fantastic. Well, we're going to do this communion this way. You see, Skylar is going to taste this donut, and then he's going to describe what he's tasting, okay? He's going to tell us about the texture, about the various tastes, like sweet, sour, maybe umami, like what is the flavor profile of said donut. And then all you have to do to participate in this communion is to utilize what Skylar is saying and your own sense of what you are imagining this donut is going to taste like. So let us break this donut together, Skylar. So take a taste. I'll hold the plate.
Okay.
Yeah, take a taste. You got to... Now, I'm hoping you're not gluten intolerant, because this is a gluten donut. You're not, right?
No.
Oh, phew. Okay. And you don't have anaphylactic reactions to flour?
No.
Okay, good.
Nothing.
All right, we're safe up. Okay, so now you've got a sense. All right.
Yeah.
Now, are we ready? We're going to participate in this communion together. And Skylar, please describe the taste of the donut.
It's rather sweet, quite airy, flaky, buttery. I don't know, the crust was kind of hard. That's okay.
Brilliant. Now, as a composer, if you were to pick a note that would best represent this donut, what would that note be?
I have to say, Neal, all the notes are the same to me because I don't have perfect pitch.
Oh, I love that. All right. So we got all the notes.
Yeah, I guess in a sense, the donut is just music.
It is. Thank you, Skylar. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Now that you've witnessed to Skylar, I need somebody who's going to help me with the apple cider. Oh. Okay. I guess it's going to be. What are you pointing at? Oh, Alessandra. Thank you, Alessandra. This is awesome. All right. So we're going to do the same thing with the apple cider. So, yes. This, I have to turn it on? Oh, it isn't on.
I can hear you.
Thank you, Bruce. Can you hear me better now? All right. Hi, Alessandra. Hi, Neal. So we're going to do this next communion together with the apple cider. So all I want you to do is take the lid off and turn. Look at that. Ta-da! Who would have thought the top was also a glass? And I'm going to pour you a little bit of this apple cider. All right. And now take a taste. Yeah, check the notes out. It's probably got a little bit of an apple-y note to it, I would imagine. Maybe a little petrol undertones, blackberry. Yeah. Is there any tannins at the end, like that little pucker power that you get from?
I don't drink wine.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. So, in our mind's eye, in our mind's taste, what are we tasting with this apple cider?
Okay. Well, first of all, it's a liquid. So it's cool and refreshing. As it passes over my lips, it gives a little pucker of sourness along with the quick refreshingness of the sweetness behind it. It tastes like an apple, but not just any one apple. It tastes like a lot of different apples at the same time. So think about your Granny Smiths, your Fujis, all of them together in one place, united finally in this glass. So that is the apple report.
So now that we have tasted donuts and apples together, once we're done here, you can go out and check to see how you did. Like, is the flavor that you imagined the flavor that those donuts in the social hall are going to have? May this communion that we share together remind us of the importance of community in our lives, even if it's just once a week, right here in this sanctuary at 10:30 on a Sunday morning. It is good to be together. It is good to share gratitude and ask for help when we need it in community. We're going to sing, then we're going to benedict, and then we're going to eat.
This month, we have been discussing repair, and that's all well and good for within this building, but it needs to go farther. So to help inspire you to take what you've learned and bring it out into the community and still make you feel like you've got the support of this community, we're going to be singing this song by a singer-activist Melanie DeMoore. It's called One Foot, Lead with Love. It's call and response. When I'm pointing to myself, I get to sing. When I point to you, you get to sing what I just sang. Make sense? Let's get some boom chicks in D minor. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Your turn. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front scared. I know you're scared. And I'm scared too. And I'm scared too. But here I am. But here I am. Right next to you. Right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love. And lead with love.
Well, let us speak the benediction together. It is on the screen. As a religious community, inspired by awe and wonder, we nurture spiritual growth, connect in authentic, loving relationships, and engage in courageous work for peace and justice. Help me, help me, help me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our worship is over. May our service begin.